The American Civil War was the first conflict in history to witness the use of weapons that would forever change the landscape of warfare. Today, we will cover 5 such weapons that not only altered the course of combat, but have also remained in use to the present day. Initially primitive and undeveloped, these weapons continued to evolve through the years in history, becoming some of the deadliest and most efficient arms available to modern militaries. Number 1. The Gatling Gun. The Gatling gun changed the warfare during the American Civil War. This remarkable weapon was the brainchild of Dr. Richard J. Gatling, who, motivated by the desire to reduce the size of armies and thus the number of deaths in battle, ended up creating one of the era's most lethal weapons. What set the Gatling gun apart was its design, allowing for rapid, continuous fire without overheating. Unlike the single-shot rifles used by soldiers, the Gatling gun could unleash a devastating barrage of bullets, firing up to 600 rounds per minute. This firepower was unheard of at the time, making the Gatling gun a terrifying presence on the battlefield. One interesting lesser-known fact about the Gatling gun is that it was manually operated. Soldiers would turn a crank to rotate its multiple barrels, each firing a round when it reached a certain point in the rotation. This mechanism not only allowed for rapid firing, but also helped prevent the barrels from overheating. In battle, the Gatling gun was used to great effect to break enemy charges and defend strategic positions. Just its presence could demoralize an opposing force. Enemies faced with the Gatling gun's relentless firepower often found their advances halted and their formations decimated. Despite its effectiveness, the Gatling gun was not widely adopted immediately. High costs and military conservatism limited its initial use. However, its success in battles where it was deployed showcased the potential of machine guns, paving the way for their future development and use in warfare. Gatling guns were also mounted on naval vessels and wagons, offering a mobility in combat situations. In battle, the gun was placed on strategic points to maximize its effectiveness, such as high ground overlooking the battlefield or in fortified positions where it could sweep across advancing enemy troops. Its design principles would influence future developments in automatic weaponry, laying the groundwork for the modern machine guns that would dominate warfare in the 20th century. Number 2. The Submarine. Not many people are aware that the first ever submarine battle in history took place during the Civil War. The H.L. Hunley was a Confederate submarine that became the first combat submarine to sink an enemy warship. This hand-powered vessel was constructed from iron, measuring about 40 feet in length, and designed to carry a crew of 8, who powered the submarine by manually turning a crankshaft that propelled the vessel through the water. The Hunley's design was rudimentary yet innovative for its time. Its small cylindrical body was equipped with ballast tanks that could be flooded to submerge the submarine, or pumped clear of water to allow it to surface. For its mission against the USS Housatonic, the Hunley was armed with a spar torpedo, a long pole projecting from its bow, to which a charge of explosives was attached. The Hunley's mission was to break the Union naval blockade of Confederate ports. The Hunley would approach its target underwater, manually plant the explosive charge, and then attempt to retreat to a safe distance before detonation. However, the Hunley's story took a dark turn. On February 17, 1864, it became the first combat submarine to sink an enemy warship, the USS Housatonic. Yet, following its successful attack, the Hunley vanished, lost at sea with all its crew. It wasn't until over a century later, in 1995, that the submarine was discovered off Charleston, South Carolina, providing valuable insights into its design and the brave crew's final moments. The exact cause of the Hunley's sinking has been the subject of much speculation and debate. Some theories suggest that the submarine was too close to the explosion, which may have caused critical damage or disoriented the crew. Others propose that the manual pumping system used to surface the submarine might have malfunctioned, or that the small vessel suffered from a lack of oxygen, leading to the crew's incapacitation. What is known is that the Hunley and its crew never resurfaced, remaining lost to the sea until its discovery in 1995. The submarine was found lying on the ocean floor, largely intact but with its crew still at their stations, indicating a sudden and catastrophic loss of life. The Hunley's attack on the Housatonic is a key moment in naval history, showing the creativity and dangers of early submarine warfare. This mission revealed the possibilities of fighting under the sea, while also highlighting the serious dangers these early submarines faced. Number 3. Sharpshooters. During the American Civil War, the emergence of sharpshooters, or snipers, introduced a new level of strategic engagement on the battlefield. This period saw significant advancements in firearms technology, notably the introduction of rifles with rifled barrels, which greatly improved accuracy and range over the smoothbore muskets that had been standard issue up to that time. Sharpshooters were equipped with these rifled firearms, such as the Whitworth rifle, a British-made weapon renowned for its exceptional precision. The Whitworth rifle could accurately hit targets at distances of up to 1,500 yards, which was unimaginable for most other firearms of the era. Its hexagonal bore and specially designed ammunition allowed for greater stability in flight, enhancing its lethality at long range. Sharpshooters often worked in pairs, with one spotting targets and measuring distances, while the other took aim. They would conceal themselves in trees, behind rocks, or within the ruins of buildings, waiting silently for hours to take the perfect shot. Their ability to target enemy officers, artillerymen, and other high-value targets made them a formidable force on the battlefield. The presence of sharpshooters fundamentally changed the dynamics of combat. Their lethal precision from a distance instilled fear and paranoia among enemy troops. Commanders had to adapt their tactics, using scouts and skirmishers to locate and neutralize these hidden threats before they could inflict significant damage. Among the sharpshooters, perhaps none is more famous than Union soldier Hiram C. Berden and his group, known as Berden's Sharpshooters. These men were specially selected based on their marksmanship. Berden's sharpshooters played a crucial role in several key moments of the Civil War, but their impact was particularly felt during the Battle of Gettysburg. Positioned strategically, they were able to disrupt Confederate movements and target officers, causing confusion and hindering command and control among the enemy ranks. Their precision shooting from concealed positions not only inflicted casualties, but also significantly lowered the morale of the Confederate soldiers. Despite their effectiveness, the role of sharpshooters in the Civil War was also a subject of ethical debate. The idea of targeting individuals from a hidden position was seen by some as dishonorable. However, the strategic advantages they provided were undeniable, marking the beginning of modern sniper warfare. Number 4. The mines. During the American Civil War, both sides started using a new kind of weapon that would change warfare: landmines. These early mines were simple devices, usually made from artillery shells. The mines worked by using pressure plates or fuses. When enough weight was put on the plate, or when the fuse was disturbed, it would ignite the gunpowder, causing an explosion. This could take out several soldiers, a horse, or even damage vehicles and artillery. The Confederates called them torpedoes, and they buried them on roads and trails where soldiers or horses might pass, as well as near important locations like fortifications. These mines were effective for several reasons. First, they could injure or kill soldiers without any direct combat. Second, they created fear among troops, making them cautious and slowing their movements. This was especially useful for the Confederacy, which often found itself outnumbered or lacking resources. General Gabriel J. Rains was a key figure in developing the use of landmines for the Confederates. He placed them strategically to protect weaker positions or to guard against Union advances. In addition to landmines, the Civil War saw the use of caltrops, ancient devices designed to slow down infantry and cavalry. Caltrops are small metal objects with 4 spikes, so that when thrown on the ground, one spike always points upward. Soldiers scattered them on the battlefield, particularly in areas likely to be charged by enemy troops or horses. The sharp spikes would pierce the feet of soldiers or the hooves of horses, causing injuries and creating chaos in enemy ranks. Just like landmines, caltrops were used to control the battlefield without direct engagement, making them an early form of area denial weapon. Their simplicity and effectiveness made them a valuable tool in the strategic arsenal of both sides during the war. Although effective, these early mines also led to ethical debates about the nature of war and the use of such hidden weapons. These early mines lead to advancements in mine technology and tactics. This included better ways to detect and disarm mines, as well as the development of more powerful and sensitive explosives in later wars. Number 5. Hand grenades. Another significant innovation in weaponry was the introduction of hand grenades. Initially rudimentary in design, these early grenades were essentially metal containers filled with gunpowder, fitted with a fuse that had to be lit manually before throwing them at the enemy. The development of hand grenades during the war progressed as both sides experimented with different designs to increase their effectiveness and safety. One of the most notable types was the Ketchum grenade, designed by William F. Ketchum. It featured a tail made of wooden fins to ensure the grenade landed on its nose, where the detonator was located. However, the effectiveness of these early grenades varied, as they required precise throwing to land correctly and detonate on impact. Additionally, enemy soldiers could, in some cases, throw them back before they exploded. Despite these challenges, hand grenades were used in various siege situations and close combat, especially during assaults on fortifications or defending trenches. Their ability to cause destruction and disarray within enemy ranks made them a valuable asset on the battlefield, despite the inherent risks to the user from premature detonation or enemy throwing them back. The Civil War not only highlighted the immense potential of these devices in warfare, but also spurred innovations in design, including safety mechanisms and the development of more stable and powerful systems. These advancements, which came to full fruition in the 20th century, have secured their place as essential components in military arsenals worldwide, and they continue to be in use to this day. This period marked a pivotal moment in the history of warfare, with these innovations fundamentally changing military tactics and strategy, and setting the stage for modern combat as we know it.